What's up, everybody?
I'm like, I just saw you. Where did you go?
Yeah. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. It is Wednesday already.
Paint Liquor. I'm Ray. Camel Triber. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Again, to those of you who were not here yesterday and didn't get the Happy New Year's and Happy Holidays again.
No, Jason again. He's. we were
Jason,
just talking about that. For
not
him to
feeling
be not here, he's really sick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
I mean, he will recover. He's just got like a cold or something.
Yeah.
But he's definitely down for the count
He's
right now.
he's a trooper, and he will deal with a lot.
Uh-huh.
It takes a lot to knock him out for the count. So, I give my best well wishes to Jason and hope that he gets well soon.
Camel Triber, yes, it might be better to do that on in an email, support@monumenthobbies.com. If you have feedback. I know, I'm trying, Jabe. I'm trying.
None of that coughing stuff.
I know. That's what I was just saying. I'm like, I'm trying to...
Apparently, It's all Christmas Sushi's fault.
It is.
That's what I hear.
Christmas sushi.
And I believe it.
I feel like Jason is not going to let him live that down.
No, most certainly not. Most certainly not. I wouldn't either if I were in his boat. Man, I remember when our house got COVID back when it first came around. We were just like, because I lived with two other people at the time. So like once one of us got it, we were like, this is gonna happen. Like, we can do everything that we can, and we did. Like, my buddy like slept downstairs on the couch, and his girlfriend, who got it first, just like stayed up in the room, and he would like give them food, or he would bring up food to her. But we were like, there's no way.
I don't know how people in big households like that, how they could have avoided it. Yeah. Although my friend, one of my very best friends had it, and her husband actually was very, very sick with it and was hospitalized and everything. Yeah. And they have two daughters, and they're older. And they're like adults, but young adults, like 20 and 22, 21, 19 and 21. And the youngest one did not get sick. At all. The others just stayed in their rooms the whole time. Huh? The youngest one had the free reign of the rest of the house.
It's funny.
She was great, and she was she's diabetic, so she was like very, very much at risk. I'm like, does she need to come stay at my house? She come stay at my house. Yeah. So
it was kind of weird too, because it was one of those weird things where we almost hoped that, like, we almost wanted to just be like, okay, we're all just gonna stay home, and we all just like stay in one place, and we all get sick quicker together, and we get over it quicker together at the same time. Yeah. So we don't have like one person who's sick for 5 days and then two people who are sick 3 or 4 days after that. Yeah. And luckily his girlfriend got it. She was like mostly recovered by the time that Robert got it, but I got it within a day or two of him having it. So we luckily Robert and I were all both kind of sick at the same time, so we could just kind of like hang out and keep each other company, play games. Yeah. To the best of our ability. So
Christmas sushi. I had Christmas hot wings. Hopefully you're not sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so Camel Triber said the feedback is good and bad. The good first. I primed a ton of miniatures, like a huge part of my pile of shame recently, and had a horrible experience with AK primer splatters everywhere. That doesn't sound good. Waiting for the good part here. Omicron, thank you for the sub, Omicron. Switch to Pro Acryl, works so well out of the box. Bad, it rubs off fairly easily. How can I prevent that?
I can answer this question for you. So Camel Triber, it is the trade-off for having something that cleans up really easy and sprays really easily through the airbrush. So with a lot of other primers that you're going to get, either rattle can primers or other airbrush primers that you're going to find from places like Vallejo or Steinores, all of those have a lot of what they call urethane, which is the like hardening part of the primers. And when you have too much urethane in your primer, what it does is it creates a really strong bond and makes the primer dry really hard. The downside is that it's like impossible to clean out of your airbrush, and it will cause very, very bad clogs all the time. Which I have experienced a lot in my past. And it's one of the reasons why I very much prefer our primers here, because they are a lower urethane primer. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you rub at your model or you handle your model a lot before you get paint on it, so if you just have like a primed model that you touch and handle a bunch, you rub at with your fingers, the oil in your fingers and the friction will cause that to flake away more than it would with a higher urethane primer. Now, primer, the only purpose of a primer is to allow your other acrylic paints to stick better to your miniature. So, having a high urethane primer that's really hard doesn't really matter unless you're going to be keeping your models black or white for a long period of time, which is not really the point. The primer is going to be on there because you want to put paint on it. And the idea is that the primer, once it has paint applied on top of it, so acrylic paint, our paint, any other paint, it will seal that primer layer in and it will no longer flake off. So if you try it out again and you apply a couple of layers of paint to those areas, you'll notice that you will not have the paint be flaking off anymore. Because our primer is designed to be just a primer. It is to give you a base layer that allows our paints to adhere to plastic. Because plastic is not going to take regular acrylics very well. It's going to beat up and it's going to be a nightmare. That's why we always recommend using a primer before you apply your acrylic paints. So give that a shot. I think you'll have a much better experience with it, Camel.
Good explanation.
How's everyone doing? It's hump day. I'm feeling pretty good.
I just was talking to Shannon about just days. Right?
Days?
And yeah, because I was like, Shannon's been here for about 2 months now, so we're going to take her to lunch for a review. And
ooh, cool.
I was like, I got you scheduled for Friday. And I was like, oh, wait, you're not here Friday. Let me change it to Thursday. And she's like, like tomorrow? And I'm like, oh, you're right. That would be tomorrow. I said, let's make it next Thursday. So yeah, we're like, today feels like Tuesday.
Is she working on Thursdays now?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So last week and this week, because Monday was off.
Uh-huh.
So she's been doing 3 days a week.
Okay.
But she's going to start 4 days. No.
That's exciting.
I know.
If you guys don't know, Shannon is
Jabe and
Schlebby's mom.
And
she
works
is
for us.
Awesome.
She's amazing.
She is so cool. It's the addition to the Monument family that I never knew that I wanted.
Well, I mean,
because I had never really met her before.
No, I hadn't met her either.
Yeah.
I met her the day she started.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even bring her in for an interview.
I know, I remember that.
I'm like, listen, I told her, I'm like, you're welcome to come in and talk to us about this. But if I mean, you're responsible for Jabe and Shelby, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've done a fantastic job with these two. We trust you.
You guys met her when I was gone? Did she come on to stream?
No.
Man, she would be a blast to have on stream.
I know. She came in and sat one day, I think, and talked, but didn't go on camera.
Oh, okay. That would be fun. Actually, I feel like I remember her being here and saying something while I was here. But anyways.
Yeah, she was when Jordan was gone. She was. Did I miss that? Gabe told her again today to suck it. What? Gabe.
Schlebby, you gotta tell your brother to cool it with the whole.
She was being a pill again.
Oh man!
I love that Schlebby just throws Gabe right under the bus.
Yep.
I told her to suck it.
That's funny. Oh, you guys are awesome. Never change, you two. You three, never change. All right. We're going to get started on painting Grievous's kind of khaki brown, like light brown armor plating. And we're going to do that starting with dark golden brown and working our way up to khaki.
Shelby defending her mom. Love it. She still hasn't gotten me ice cream.
She still hasn't gotten me ice cream. Oh man.
Agdijon, what color of primer do you prefer?
I generally prefer working from a black base coat of primer. Occasionally I will do a zenithal, which I tend to work up with black primer, and then I'll use either the neutral gray or it's neutral gray, right? Dark neutral gray, and then the white primer on top of it to get a nice kind of gradient throughout the model. Most of the time, I will do that on more of the like artisan type models. So like, I'll do it on stuff like Snake Lady. Is where I'll do those zenithal highlights, because it gives me a better idea of, you know, where I want to place my highlights, and I can work in a lot more thin, kind of transparent layers as I build up the color. It also creates a more vibrant coat of paint, so I can get really nice bright colors from it. So that's typically when I'll do it. And I have some ideas on another one of those models that I might want to be painting up here soon, because Gabe might have mentioned that we have some cool models.
What?
Somewhere. We have cool models.
We do?
Yeah, we have some pretty cool models. So.
JP Gray said you're married. You now have a wife to ask for ice cream. Monument Jabe.
Monument Jabe. All right, so I'm just going to apply this in 1 or 2 solid coats all over the areas that I want to be that color. Ooh.
Stream's just getting a little glitchy.
Gabe, are you uploading something? It's usually Gabe's fault.
Oh, JP Gray, you better post pictures in Discord, JP, when you get the van. Did you get your all your stuff, by the way, that I sent you? When can we get a dark plum primer? I want some interesting shadows and half the work. So you want us to do twice the work for you?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'll go to bat for that.
That I know that Jason is considering it. Yeah.
I love dark plum. And I would be 1000% down to have it as a primer.
Jason is still sick, not in quotation marks. Very much sick.
Yeah, he is not sick in quotation marks.
No.
Not
we were saying that for him to not be, he has not set foot in this building today.
No.
And for that to happen, that's when people know. That's when people know what's up.
He's like sick enough that I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't show up tomorrow.
Well.
Yeah.
Painter at the house, but you've been at work since 8 a.m. Okay. Working man. And I did see your plight. All you want to do is sleep and working all week, even Monday. So tired of spending money on store costs. Business is expensive. It is expensive. And it's hard to own a business. It's exhausting, but it's worth it.
There's a lot of really cool benefits that you get for doing it.
He wasn't looking so good at the end of the Dawn commercial, so this tracks.
Oh no. How dare you, Dawn?
And OK Guardian, afternoon. Quick question. Are there artist codes to use on the shop app, or are those one-time only discount codes? So all our monumentals do have codes that can be used. They are, most of them are one-time use codes, but there are many of them.
Yes.
Some of them, like, do you know? Some of them have reusable codes. I think Ninjon has a code that is valid all the time.
I don't want to tell people wrong.
I know.
I want to say, isn't it? It might be John. It might be. There's 2.
Yeah.
At
any rate, we have a list on our website, and I don't have a direct link to that page, but on our store page, if you go to our website and you on the left-hand menu, if you find monumentals, you'll see the whole list of them. Now, we don't put their codes there. We want you to go out and find their content, follow them, learn from them, be inspired, and you'll find a code there.
All of our monumentals, we love having be part of the community because they really love what we do. We really love what they do, and they like sharing the hobby with their communities.
Yeah.
And as a result, that's why we give them the ability to give you guys cool discounts.
Yep. And if you've put in a code and it's not accepting it for you, maybe that might mean that you've already used it, and it's a one-time use.
Yes. I think Kenny's multiple. Maybe?
Kenny's might be multiple use.
Yeah, I think he's one of them.
Shalebi, he discovered, so when he was sick on Monday is when he started feeling sick. And I went and he said I was going to go get him his daily hot chocolate. Thought the warm would make him feel better. He's like, I really would like tea. So I got him what, is informally called the medicine ball from Starbucks. But they have it on the menu now as just a straight up, they don't call it that. It's like citrus.
It's a honey citrus mint tea is what they call it. Yeah.
And he said that it might be his new favorite thing at Starbucks.
It's so good.
It's not like it's
so
soothing.
Good.
It's not healthy.
No.
That's why calling it a medicine ball is misleading because it's not healthy, but it's very soothing, and yeah, he really liked it. So yeah.
It's for those of you who are curious as to what it is. It is a citrus tea and a mint tea with steamed lemonade
yeah.
water, and a little bit of syrup.
It's like a hot Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
I mean, except for the flavored tea, So
yes.
It's got. So when I went, when I got it for him on Monday, I was at Safeway and I went to the Starbucks there, and the guy was, when I ordered it, the guy's like, oh, he's like, I'm so sorry, we don't have whatever tea, one of the teas, because it's got 2 or 3 different teas in it.
Yeah, it's got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were out of one of them. He's like, but I could probably make it, and I'm like, yep, just whatever we can get for
Yeah,
him.
do your
So
best.
you love it.
Yes.
Agdijon, and I'm sorry if that's not right, but wants to know if you use anything to thin the paint.
Just the dampness from the brush. Our paint is very fluid out of the bottles, and does not require a ton of thinning, or in a lot of cases, none at all. I tend to work a little bit thinner with my paint than some other people do, which is why you might notice that this is a little kind of thinner than you might see than our paint typically is right out of the bottle. Jason tends to work a little bit thicker with his applications than I do. So you'll see a little bit of a difference between the two of our kind of styles of painting in that regard. But yeah, I don't add a ton of water. Usually I'll I'll rinse off my brush and I'll wipe the kind of the excess paint on the palette, and then, or on my kind of paper towel over here, and then I will just dip this into the paint. And between this and my wet palette, it's the perfect level of consistency for what I do.
A.G. Dijon, thank you. Anthony Guido. A good name.
Which one?
It's A.G. Dijon. Dijon. And it stands for, the A.G. is Anthony Guido.
Oh.
I like it. JP said I bought this to buy Pokemon cards, not security systems and cash registers.
Well, you still got to buy the Pokemon cards.
Yeah, you do still get to buy the Pokemon cards.
So there's that. It's not like you have to make the choice between the two. You just have to do both. Because it turns out to make money, you got to buy the Pokemon cards.
But JP Gray, as an aside, and something that I found was very helpful because I had never owned a business before, and I'm not sure what your experience is, but there's an organization called SCORE, SCORE, and it's the Service Corps of Retired Executives, and they have tons of resources for new business owners that are really tremendously helpful. I learned so much from them over the past like year or so, and it's all free. So check it out. Be Mini Painting, hello. Happy New Year. We didn't see you yesterday.
Looks so much better with some color on it. Much less.
Pokemon or cash registers. You can choose only one.
Well, do you have Pokemon to sell yet? If you don't, then you probably should sell the Pokemon cards that you buy first. And then buy cash registers.
Hello, Professional Paint Liquor. And D20 Geek OCD.
Hello
to you.
Welcome, everybody. If you are just joining us, we are Monument Hobbies. We are here to have fun, make silly jokes. A lot of the times they are fart jokes. And teach you guys some painting stuff. Entertain you with our prowess and funny jokes. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. We're here to hang out and have a good time. So, welcome.
Speaking of farting, our dog.
Oh my goodness.
Her gas is insane.
Oh goodness.
She just lays on the couch and like
just rips.
All of a sudden, we're like, "What is burning? This is horrible."
What is burning?
Special food. Burning? We're working through her digestive. She's still very cute.
She's still very cute. She farts a lot, but she is still very cute. So we'll keep her.
JP said, I have so many Pokemon, and for some reason, the cash register company will not accept them as payment. I know. We've tried and pay for stuff and paint, and nobody accepts that either. Slam the cash register on the Pokemon and capture them like a Pokeball. 2 Digibirds, 1 stone. That's awesome. Have you been still playing cards and stuff with the guys?
Me?
Like Digimon and stuff?
I'm taking a little bit of a break from Digimon. Paul and I are getting into One Piece right now. He's been playing a lot more than I have. He very nicely picked me up a deck over the holidays.
Nice.
It was a very nice Christmas present.
The 2 of them have some event they're going to?
Yes, they are going to go to Nats or Nationals in California. It's in LA, I think.
I do remember Jacob going to this last year, I think.
Yes.
And he came in like 11th, I want to say. Yeah?
I don't remember. No, he came in 11th when we went to regionals.
Oh, okay.
Back in July, late July, early August. No, it would have been July. And yeah.
Game Delay is calling us out. Said, I have a 34 stream streak going and I can't remember a single fart joke. There's been poop discussion, even poop jokes, but I think 0 fart jokes. Well, what are you waiting for, Game Delay?
Yeah.
Give us your best fart joke.
Deliver us a fart joke, please.
They're clearly lacking. Been a decided lack of awkward banana stares lately. I don't know this awkward banana.
Oh, Jason
I think I was gone that day.
Likes to enjoy
oh, that's right.
a nice snack on stream.
Eating a banana. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. It's hard for that when he's not here.
Correct. Yes. He would have made a silly joke about it.
Yeah. You don't like making fart jokes.
Well, then, wait. If you don't like making fart jokes, why are you complaining about us not making fart jokes? This doesn't make sense, Game Delay.
Discussions and poop jokes are the more civilized step up of fart jokes? Are they? I don't know.
Oh, certainly not.
I don't know.
We will continue to make poop jokes, though.
I think they're on the same level.
We certainly enjoy making silly jokes about silly things.
I'm not saying you need to make them, but you claimed you make them, and you don't. Typical lawyer.
Yeah, why are you? Why? What? Yeah, why? Why are you doing this to us?
Shard, good afternoon. Happy New Year.
Just finishing the base coat here.
Farts are just poop wind. So all fart jokes are poop jokes, but not all poop jokes are about farts. That is true.
We do make a lot of fart jokes. And by fart jokes, I mean poop jokes. I made a pretty good poop joke to Jacob the other day.
Huh?
It was funny. I made a pretty good poop joke to Jacob the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was related to, like, so whenever we go to Chipotle, he always gets, like, this, like, teeny tiny, like, very, very, very small burrito. Just like
A small what?
like
Burrito.
a very small burrito.
Okay.
And I made a joke about the size of the burrito being smaller than most poops that humans take.
Oh.
Because it's so you guys should see this burrito that he gets. It's because he puts like nothing on it. He's like, give me
Just
like
chicken.
beans and chicken and like something else, and then they wrap it up, and it's like literally
that's
like
small.
it's like
You're not
barely
getting
bigger than
You're
this.
not getting your Chipotle money worth.
Correct.
If you don't load that.
That's
up.
that's what I'm telling him. I'm like, you should
You ask
talk
for
to me.
extra on everything.
Whenever I go to Chipotle, they can't wrap the burritos that I order, so I have to get like.
And that's their own fault for allowing
Yes.
you to say that you can put whatever you want on it.
Well, I'm not even asking for like extra stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like, can I get beans, rice, chicken,
all the things they offer.
vegetables?
Yeah.
What else do I get? Pico de gallo, guacamole, sour cream, and cheese. And they literally can't wrap it up. That's like a very normal like assortment of things to put in a burrito.
Mm-hmm.
It also happens to be my favorite assortment of things to put in a burrito.
Well, what I've heard, the hack is
So-
that you order it as a bowl.
And you get the
With
burrito, the
two
tortilla on the
tortillas on the
side.
side, and then you can make 2 burritos. And
Yeah,
it's the
pretty
same
much.
price.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you have to pay for the extra tortilla, but it's not much.
That's not very much,
Yeah.
to get 2 full meals.
Double rice, chicken, steak, lettuce, and cheese / sour cream. Yeah, it sounds pretty good too. I have been getting it
Chicken
without
and
the
steak.
guacamole lately, just because they charge like $2.50 for guacamole.
I don't.
Just
do guac
crazy.
Ever.
It's like when I don't get queso and guac, the burrito goes from like $17 to $10.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Maybe not 10. It's like $11, but still, like that's 17 to 11 is a
Yeah.
significant jump.
PK1919, I saw a video that said if you don't think farts are funny, you're stupid because you'll have the same amount of farts in your life, but much less joy. I like that, and I agree. Shelby, I want to go back a minute I want to go back to a minute ago where I didn't know that. And I'm not even going to read it because it's gross. Not all information
Oh,
is pleasing.
great.
That is
Thanks.
true.
Thanks, Ghost Hunter. That's some interesting information that I guess I knew but didn't really think about before.
Came Delay said there's a hot dog place locally called J Dogs, and you can get Polish dogs, onions, jalapenos, banana peppers, so much stuff, and I'll hear people say regular with ketchup.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you going? Like, just go and buy yourself some hot dogs and cook them yourself at that point.
So speaking of hot dogs, so have you ever had a Korean hot dog before?
No.
Okay, so they're really interesting. The last day I was in
Interesting
Seattle.
is not. Okay, go ahead.
They're not. It's not in a bad way.
Okay.
In a good way.
Okay.
They're just like, it's a hot dog, but they do different stuff with it. So this place, first off, super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're talking about like $5 hot dogs and they have like a whole bunch of stuff on them.
Have you, just to interrupt?
Yeah.
Have you had one of the hot dogs from the place Jacob goes?
No.
Yeah, we need to have him go there. soon and get some of those because I haven't had.
He goes like once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
And both of the blue moons that have come around.
You haven't been here?
I have not been here apparently. So, he likes to go when I'm not here, which is annoying. Anyways,
intentional.
So, Korean style hot dogs, you can typically get them in like two different ways. They'll have the traditional like beef hot dog that you can get, and they'll put it in like it's basically a corn dog sort of. So they have like the corn dog batter, but they'll also like cover it in potatoes too. So it'll be like kind of just like chunks of potato that's on the side of it in addition, just attached.
Like attached to it?
Yep.
Interesting.
And then a lot of the time they'll roll it in sugar.
Stick?
It's on a stick. And they'll roll it in like light sugar. So it's got a little bit of like a sweet taste to the crunch, which is very good, by the way. The other one that they do is they'll do like mozzarella hot dogs. But so they'll replace the hot dog with mozzarella cheese.
Oh, I see.
Which is also really good. And they'll do like rice cake topping and stuff like that too. It was delicious.
Shelby, if Jacob is still sitting there near you, let him know that we would like a hot dog.
Yeah, tell him he needs to go like
at some point soon.
Right now, I want a hot dog.
Yeah, so Norin Hot Dog Ghost Hunter. It's got like pinto beans and pico de gallo, and it's delicious. I don't know what else. Some special sauce. Very, very good. You can order every topping on the sign at J-Dog's. The rated R, everything without the jalapenos. The PG-13. That's awesome. We have a place not too far from here called Short Leash Hot Dogs. And they have fancy hot dogs. It's really good.
So this next step, I'm mixing about 50-50 khaki and dark golden brown. And this will be kind of the mid-tone that we're looking for the armor.
You can't do pico. You're a soap tasting weirdo.
Oh, because it's got the cilantro. Yeah, that would annoy me so much because I love cilantro.
It doesn't taste like soap to me, but I don't care for it. I don't
Really?
mind it and stuff. Like I love the rice at Chipotle.
Yep.
But
oh my gosh, have you ever like homemade that rice?
No.
Oh, it's so much better.
Really?
It's really good.
I just love rice.
I made it last time. I don't know if you remember when I was like cooking meals at home a bunch back before like December, basically.
Yeah, before the holidays.
I was making the Chipotle cilantro lime rice at home with it. And I just had that with like chicken and asparagus, and it was so good.
That sounds good.
It was so good, and it's like stupid easy to make.
Yeah.
Because you literally just cook rice in a rice cooker, chop up a bunch of cilantro, dump it in there, stick some butter in there, and a lime.
Yeah. And
like it's probably like a lime and a half, maybe.
So you put all that in while it cooks?
No. You cook afterwards. It and then you mix it in.
Then you mix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want the like cooked flavor of the lime because it kind of it has like a weird flavor when the lime is like heated up. But the same thing with the cilantro, but yeah, it's so good, and especially when you have it like the next day, it's even better because the rice absorbs a lot more of that flavor. It is so good. It reminds me, I need to go to the store and get a whole bunch of rice because I am out of rice.
Fireark, hello.
Hello, Fireark.
After stream, you're always hungry.
Me too.
It's a weird thing, right? Like we used to have a rule of like we can't talk about food until 15 minutes before the end of stream.
Yep, and then I got here and I started talking about food all the time.
We do talk about food a lot here. So maybe that's what we should say game delay instead of fart jokes is that we talk about food.
We do talk about food a lot. I feel like Jason does not like it. But I enjoy talking about food because it's fun.
AG wants to know if you're going to do the lightsabers in the new fluorescent colors.
Well, we don't have a fluorescent blue because fluorescent blue doesn't really work. So I might try it and see how different they look. Or I might just do the green regular. But what I can do is I can do a demo of how to do the green with the fluorescent, and then we can cross the other bridges.
So what are these supposed to be blue?
Yeah, so he has like alternating blue and green.
Gotcha.
Because this character's whole thing is he is a Jedi hunter, and Jedi typically have like blue and green lightsabers.
So he's a Jedi who hunts, or he's hunting
so
Jedi?
He is a robot alien that hunts other Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah. And when he kills a Jedi, he takes their lightsaber.
Gotcha.
And he uses their lightsabers. Okay. So that's why he has a bunch of them. And they're like an assortment of blue and green.
Gotcha.
So he has like 2 blue and 2 green.
Is he in any of the movies?
Yeah, he's in the 3rd one.
The 3rd.
Let me be more specific. He's in episode 3.
Okay, which is part of the newer.
No. So the first movies that ever got released were episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
And then they released 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Actually, he is briefly in
3 is one of the newer ones. Not from the 70s.
Yeah. Also not one of the newest ones.
No, not newest.
Yeah, because they have another trilogy.
Right. But there was, so that I knew that it was medium new. That the originals from the 70s.
Correct. Not those.
Were 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
And then in like early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Anything after 1990 is new Star Wars.
They didn't release episodes 2, 3, and 6.
They didn't release 1, 2, 3. There's 4 through 6 in Rogue One as well as Andor. Are you just not acknowledging the existence of those 3? Yeah.
Also,
I do know that much, that they were not very well received.
No, most certainly not. I think they are better than people give them credit for, but they are not good movies. Yeah, I think he like has some lines in episode 2, maybe. Like as a hologram. But he's like in episode 3 as a major like villain.
D20 Geek, I'd go so far as to say that there are only 3 Star Wars movies, 4, 5, and Rogue One.
Return of the Jedi is good. It's not a bad movie.
They abandoned Darth Jar Jar, and I abandoned Star Wars. Ghost Hunter.
Well, I think we could all do with a little bit more abandonment of Jar Jar Binks. Because that character is pretty terrible. I have to admit.
Which one is he from?
He is from not the original trilogy, but the middle trilogy.
Okay. So the 1, 2, and 3.
The medium new ones.
The medium new.
Yeah, the medium new ones.
George Lucas writing romance was a brutal watch. Was that in the 1, 2, and 3?
The medium, yeah.
Medium new.
Yeah, medium new. That was all medium new stuff. Yeah, that was not great. The bit about sand being coarse, really, really terrible lines.
Look at this fine collection of nerds.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Hey, Chuck.
We are that. The color for this is turning out really good. I'm very happy with the mix so far. And I'm not doing this as shading, by the way. I'm just covering all of the previous layer in this brighter color. I did the layer underneath it to support this brown color that I'm putting over it. That brown really creates a nice underpainting, like an undertone for the the color I'm putting on now, and helps it cover a lot better as well.
Division Ring said, fun annual task, filling out the holiday calendars for a mixed Canada-US team. You guys just don't get any days off. I mean, that's not true. But do you guys in Canada get more days off than we do?
Tryhards.
Huh?
Tryhards. Silly Canadians.
Polly Schlemazel, hello. A dozen state holidays. So we have, oh yeah, we don't have a dozen. We've got New Year's.
We have like 6.
New Year's, President's Day. No, New Year's, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day.
Wait, are we closed on Martin Luther King?
No, we're
Okay.
not closed that
about
day.
to
It's
say.
a bank holiday though. And that's what I'm factoring in,
Yeah,
is
okay.
bank holidays. So the bank holidays are New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day. That's February. March, there's probably nothing. April and March. In the spring, there will be like a Good Friday. Nothing in April. May will be Memorial Day. Nothing in June. Independence Day. Nothing in August. Labor Day. October is sometimes Columbus Day, which we're not supposed to say anymore. November, Thanksgiving, and Veterans Day, and then Christmas. 11.
That's not too far off.
Yeah. Oh, Juneteenth now. Okay, so 12. So we have a dozen then. We match.
Except they have something weird called Boxing Day after Christmas.
Yeah, everybody but us has that.
Yep.
And they have Canada Day, which is like our Independence Day, I think. We have more than you've listed. I just named them all, and I came up with 12. As a teacher, I had for sure 1 day off a month. Right. People with real jobs only get like 6. So yeah, like for Monument Hobbies, we're closed New Year's Day,
Yep.
Memorial Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, and Black Friday, and Christmas. Like there's more in there than that. Well, bank for us, bank also means post. So like here, we have to pay attention to those things. Not that we're going to take the day off, but
it changes how our workday goes.
But it changes how our workday goes almost.
Yeah.
Sure. If you love your job, every day is a holiday. Oh no, seriously, people need vacations. That's true. I learned, so one of the times that I was in Seattle, I did one of those trolley tours or tram tours.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. And there's that big statue thing that moves, downtown.
Yeah.
And they were telling us that it's supposed to represent the working man, and the only day that it doesn't move is Labor Day. They give it the day off on Labor Day.
They give it the day off.
Yeah.
If the working man ain't working, neither is the statue. Oh no, Jen. Don't get sick, Jen. We need you.
Division Ring said, on the bright side for the U.S. folks, my company does actually stick to its "you have unlimited vacation, just ask your boss" policy. I've heard the U.S. people get effectively as much time off as the Canadians. Well,
No.
Unlimited vacation.
I don't get unlimited vacation time.
We, by law, employers in the U.S. have to allow PTO, which is pay time off, and you get a certain amount each year, and it's usually accrued. So, like when I hire someone, they don't start out with 5 sick days; they start out with 0, and then each hour that they work equates to like a fraction of an hour of PTO. Yeah. And then once they use that, then of course they can take time off when they're sick. We don't want them here if they're sick, but they don't get paid for it. Because I'm sorry, but an unlimited vacation, just ask your boss, would be like, why would anyone go to work?
Yeah, hey Jen, I was thinking about taking the next 3 weeks off.
I'd like to take every single Friday off for vacation, because I have unlimited vacation.
Yeah. It's like I wanted to use one of my vacation days for Fridays off for the rest of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not understanding that, maybe. The job gives us a day for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Usually this year they rescinded New Year's Day. Oof. Your job has 9 paid holidays. And then you're at 5 weeks vacation and 10 sick personal days a year. That's a good gig. Division Rings company doing unlimited time the right way. Some companies do unlimited time and then nobody ever uses it.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have unlimited time, but as a teacher, I never took time off. And it just rolled over, but they did pay me for it at the end. And not all places do that. That's not required.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, your boss can say no, get back to work, but it's not a fake policy where you get as much time off as you want as long as you want 0 time off. I'm Wasted Mind said this wizard's butt snack I got in the mail is appropriately named. Yes, don't eat it. Yeah, so Cantanker said, I've done that before. Mondays off for most of a month as I needed to use the days. If you've got the time and you coordinate it, it's not an issue. Like, I wouldn't have any problem if someone said, I would like to use my 40 hours of vacation for a month of Fridays off. I don't have a problem with that. You just need to let me know so that I can coordinate things. Unlimited in that there's no cap, but your boss gives out vacation time at their discretion. How would that's really interesting to me, because how do they determine who gets it? Like, what if 2 people asked at the same time?
Yeah, you're like, I like you better.
Yeah,
you can take your vacation.
That just seems very arbitrary.
Get back to work.
And yeah, no, but I'm very curious about it. Boss's discretion. So it's just, what if the boss, like, if you're not the favorite person, you might not get your vacation time? That feels... Studies that by giving people a set amount, they feel like they have to use it, but unlimited takes the pressure off of using it and people don't take it. I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah. Because if I had the freedom to be like, hey, I need this day off, I would just take that day off.
Yeah. And
then I would be less inclined to like try and take days off other times. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how much like limited amount that you have. Because like I feel like for people who only get 40 hours, like that's a pretty easy amount to use throughout a year.
Yeah.
Because it's only like 5 days.
It's a week.
But if you have like,
you can spread it out.
3 weeks, that's a pretty long amount of time. That's like a month.
Yeah.
You can take a whole month of work off almost.
Game Delay said it was a weird trap thing that some Silicon Valley companies did, telling people as much as you want, and then people never felt like they could ask. Wow, this is just crazy. It's just a bait for people to take less than they would if they had a set number of days.
There's also the one where you work for a company where you have sick time or you have vacation time, and the company is so busy / poorly run that you can't take it off because either you don't feel like you can spare the time at work, and you're going to be too far behind.
You know, and I guess that us being still fairly small, because I don't know, I can't imagine if someone came to me and said, hey, I have a doctor's appointment, I need to take time off for that. I can't imagine telling them that they can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, or I don't know. It's strange.
Well,
so, I mean, we don't have unlimited time, but I've never told someone who's asked for time off that they couldn't have it.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I've asked for PTO and been told no. But I've definitely been in the position where I wanted to take PTO and didn't feel like I could ask. Yeah. Which is annoying.
I mean, I'm sure there's always, like, for anyone who is, you know, attentive to to their work environment and what's going on and how being absent affects the rest of the team. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people who would be like, I wouldn't want to take time off. I'd be like concerned about the people who would have to do my job while I'm gone, you know.
I think that the scary thing about that is a lot of the time those kinds of people can get into the situation where they always feel like that's the case, and then they kind of get trapped and they never get a chance to like take a holiday. Which I have been in that situation before, and it sucks. Especially when you like eventually leave that job and you're like, wow, I just threw away like 60 hours to 120 hours worth of vacation time that I was never able to take.
Yeah, that's
that they don't pay you out for.
Bad feeling.
Yeah. And that happened to me, and I was like, that sucks.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Unlimited PTO saves companies money because they don't have to pay out accrued PTO when an employee leaves.
Well, you're not required to anyways.
Yeah, you're not required to pay out.
At least not in. I know you didn't have to do it in Washington.
Yeah, no, and I was just researching that, and it's not. I'm updating our employee handbook. Weirdly, I'm in a situation like that. My director and our side of the company is fairly new. We work a lot of hours trying to flesh out the department. While our company as a whole has a 2-week policy as standard, our department has currently let us know what you need because we don't want you burning out. However, that is why I only took 1 week off last year rather than a few sick days. Now I'm like all concerned that people are worried about asking for time off.
No, I don't. No, I think we are very good about it here.
Ghost Hunter said, Baby J, I told you couldn't go on your last PTO.
Who said that?
Ghost Hunter.
Ghost Hunter, you're fired. I can't fire you, but I'm going to fire you anyways.
Fire Arc said that is because Monument Hobbies treats their people right. We really try. It's a matter of opinion, for sure, when you're one of the people, you know. So it's hard.
As somebody who is employed by said company, I can attest that they do.
But it is going to be different for every single person that works here.
True.
Feel about it. It's. I mean, it's definitely been a learning experience for me.
Well, you know where I stand on the subject, so I'll leave it at that.
Professional paint licker, and that's because you are a good person. You've never met me, so I can be putting on a show. Panic Bomb, my last 2 jobs, I've been the only person doing my job, so I wouldn't be pushing my work off on other people. Yeah, but that's a lot of pressure too, right?
Yeah. That was the situation I was in.
Yeah.
Because I was the only person painting models for the company, and if I took time off, box art didn't get delivered. Yeah. So
yeah.
And I was already, had too many projects as it was, so it was pretty impossible to ever be in a situation where I could be like, I'm going to take a week off.
Game Delay said the armor is looking so clean.
Awesome. Thank you, Game Delay. I am pretty happy with how it's turning out myself. We're mixing in a little bit more of that khaki to bring up the highlights here. You can see I did it on that shoulder pad right there, and I'm going to start hitting some of these other areas with it as well.
Megalodon, hello.
What's up, Megalodon? How you doing? Happy New Year. Welcome back. Happy holidays. I hope your time off was delightful.
Paint Looker, I get that. I am the first to admit that I early on was not a good boss because I'd never done it before. So I learned a lot, and hopefully I'm a little bit better now. And Shelby, you are awesome because you give me so much notice. I love it. Megalodon said I went golfing 3 times this week and playing Spider-Man 2 on my PS5, so a good week off. Awesome. Just talking about vacation time. Hershey said, Baby J, what's the color progression so far?
Well, I've only used 2 colors so far, so it's pretty easy. The first color is dark golden brown over the entire armor plates that are this brighter color. And then a 50-50 mix of dark golden brown and khaki for the bulk of this down here that you see. And I added a little bit more khaki to that mix, making it probably 2 parts khaki to 1 part dark golden brown. And we'll probably go 1 or 2 steps a little bit further towards that as well.
Megalodon, that's awesome. Said I got my airbrush booth set up this week too, so we'll be self-teaching how to use an airbrush in 24.
Very cool.
But remember that you can always come in here and ask for help, and Jordan and or Jason would be happy to do a demo for you. So you're not completely self-teaching. You got resources. So thanks, I may take you up on it. Chuck said our big annual trip is Gen Con. As a manager, I can put in for PTO 364 days in advance, ensures I don't get denied. Division Ring. Oh, on a less controversial note, this new month's contest is hard.
Yep, that was the point.
Start off the year with a real challenge.
You got to pick something that's hard to do. That is the goal. The goal is to get you guys out of your comfort zone, have you try something brand new, and then hopefully next year when we come back around to it, you can look back and say, I have improved.
Paint with your feet. Oh, that was in response to I've participated in enough of these contests. I don't know if I really have any new techniques to try.
Oh, there is. There's always new things.
Something.
It's not even necessarily new techniques. It can be as little as, so for me, right? If I were to do this challenge, I would do a couple of different things. I would either do I would do a focus on non-metallic metal, trying to push a lot of environmental color into it to make it really interesting to look at. And then my other option would be painting skin tones with a lot of depth of color as well. Adding more visual interest to those elements of my painting than currently exist.
Are you seeing T. Schmid? Oh, I thought you were looking at it.
No.
T. Schmid said, do you have more suggestions for new techniques to try? I feel like I don't know what I don't know now. But is it, I want to make sure I understand it right too. Are you, because from what you just said, it doesn't have to necessarily be a new technique, just something that they don't feel completely
confident in. Yeah. It can be something that you look at and you go, I've never tried to do this before. Or it could be something like, I've done this before, but I'm really not happy with my understanding of this type of technique. Airbrushing is great. That's perfect, Megalodon. But remember, the model that you paint has to strongly feature it. So it has to be mostly airbrush if you're going to be doing that, Megalodon. That's not to say that you can't like finish it up with some like edge highlights or something, but it should. I think the idea would be that it looks airbrushed.
I said, okay, I will find a model. I will do the whole thing in airbrush.
Doesn't have to be the whole thing, but I would say push how much of the model that you paint in with the airbrush as far as you can.
Do you think that it would be a good suggestion, and I don't know how I feel about this as I'm saying it, but for someone, to look at like, oh, I really love this painter that I see on Instagram, and I really love the way they do these vibrant colors, and I would like to try and paint to something that looks like that.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially if it's something that you don't do very much.
Right. Yeah.
Like me, I tend to paint in very poppy, bright colors. So it would not be something that I would choose to do for this challenge. Yeah. However, something like Grimdark is something that I don't do very often and would be a good choice for this challenge.
Or like, trying the cell shading thing that Jason has done on the Marvel.
Yep.
Or like, oh my gosh, like Flame On Miniatures, who stuff is insane. Like all of his painting to me looks like digital art. It's crazy.
Yes.
Division Ring said the skin tone thing is a contender. I've got a few 1/9 scale busts that have been pushing off for a long time, going absolutely nuts with things like splatter undercoats to create variants would be quite a project. Have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think an easy thing to do is go look at some really incredible pieces of artwork that people have painted up in this community, and go, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, let me push towards getting better at doing this thing that I am obviously not as good at.
Game Delay Flame On Miniatures. He uses a lot of Pro Girls. We've reposted some of his work.
Yeah, he loves our stuff.
Oh, but I feel like you're not on Facebook. Are you on Instagram? I can't remember. He posts on Instagram, and we've shared some of his stuff.
If you have seen it before, you might have even seen it before, because he's got a very very specific style.
Yeah.
Hey,
that is something that only he really does.
Yeah. Shelby said practice blending and transition colors by making something look like a heat map. Shelby, I saw something yesterday related to heat map, and I don't know if it was crocheting or knitting, but this girl had she made a blanket, and all of her stitches were like the heat index for the day, for the whole year, which now that I'm saying it doesn't seem like it would make a blanket. So maybe she did a row for each, with each hour, maybe? I don't know. It was really cool though.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Somebody likes us.
Sir Wint, thank you for the follow.
Hello. Welcome.
And Enohe 34? AENOAG.
Oh.
Enohe 34. Yeah. Thanks for the follow.
We'll go with that one. I couldn't do any better than what Jen just did, so we'll go with that.
It's a row for every day. Okay. Yeah, it was so cool. Panic Bomb's going to be giving non-metallic metal a real try for the challenge. That's always a good bet, right? I mean, even if you feel like you've done it before, it's a
remember, there is always room to grow.
Absolutely.
I've been painting a lot of non-metallic metal in my life, and there is a lot that I still have yet to learn.
Are you seeing a game delay? It's crazy, right? He's amazing.
Oh, the flame on stuff?
Yeah. Temperature blankets are typically 1 row of color per day.
Here we go. Starting
And
to come
Deadbeat,
along.
not necessarily even uncomfortable, just, when you finish a project, if there's ever been something like, oh, I really wish that one little element of it would have been different, maybe that's what you want to work on.
I mean, the other thing as well that you could ask yourself is, what is your goal with painting? Is there a level with which you're looking to attain as far as quality is concerned? Like, do you want to get better at doing really fancy paint jobs of things, or are you happy with where you're at?
It's funny because we were talking yesterday about resolutions and how most people quit their New Year's resolutions within the first couple weeks and stuff. And so it's kind of silly, and I don't really set New Year's resolutions, but like, I think that setting a goal for your painting for the year is something super valid. Like, I would like to this year try more whatever X, Y, or Z related to painting.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be something for the year. It could just be like just a current goal.
Yeah. But I do know a lot of people will say, like, oh, I want to paint at least 1 miniature a month this year or something like that,
And I mean, look, I got some feedback from some fantastic artists while I was in at Nova this year. And, those are things that I'm looking at improving in my own painting. I think about it a lot.
Megalodon said, honestly, I just want to get paint on all my figures. I don't think I have a desire to be a competitive painter. I just want my stuff to look good and be fast enough to not get backlogged. Yeah. I think that's a realistic feeling from a lot of people.
Yep. So then my question to that would be, are you think that there are things in that kind of set of goals that you have that you feel like you have not achieved? Do you think that you could paint faster? Do you think that you could...
Would that work? Division Ring is saying there's your January goal then, speed painting. Would there be a way that we would know that?
I mean, you could just say it.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously you finished it within the month.
Yeah, well, and then you can also just put a time with it. You're just like, hey, my goal is to speed paint this model in X amount of time.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Set a goal for yourself.
I want to get this model done by this day.
Yeah, or just say, I'm giving myself 5 hours to paint this model. And then you start a clock.
And you just stick to it.
And you stick to it. And when it's done, you're done.
Yeah.
And then you submit that.
Yeah.
So,
I like it.
I think this month is interesting because it requires a little bit of extra thought process on the challengers' ends. Like, you guys have a little bit more difficult of a goal because it requires a little bit more self-reflection and some, kind of racking your brain for some ideas. Instead of being like, ooh, I have this model that fits this theme. Let's do it, right? Because it's a little bit more personal of a challenge for you guys. So I can definitely understand how it's a little difficult to figure it out and kind of get a good sense of what you want to do with it.
Megalodon is very entertained by your 5-hour suggestion. Said, I never spend more than 2 or 3 on anything.
Introspection is the worst, Baby J. Introspection is very healthy, and I recommend it for everybody. I would not be in the mindset... I would not have the mindset that I do today if I did not learn introspection from a friend of mine.
Nick, it's basically pick something that you want to get better at. Game delay. My painting journey. Summer 2022. I think I'll paint some board game pieces. Dear Lord, what's happening to me? It's 2024 and I only paint display pieces.
Nice,
Nothing wrong with
Megalodon. I did not have any time to work on them during the holidays, so mine are about as done as you remember them being. Um, I did, however, play a bunch of games over the holidays. I think I got 3 or 4 different games in, and I built 6 Bane Blades, which are sweet.
James, that should be your January challenge. Watched the Glaze and Wash tutorials on your YouTube last night. Learned a lot, honestly.
Yep.
I had never considered painting skin the way Fuse did, and now looking through my collections of STLs to try it out on.
Yep.
Yeah, use that for your enter the January challenge.
And I definitely want to do a speed painting video here at some point to show you guys how I utilize our Glaze and Wash medium plus our other paints and our transparent colors to paint stuff really fast. T. Schmidt, well, they're not so teeny tiny, to be honest with you. They're pretty large Bane Blades. Yeah, Megalodon, if you can find the Thunderhawks, they are very much sold out everywhere. Although I think some stores are starting to get some more stock back in, so hopefully you can find some stuff soon. Here I'm starting to focus on areas where the light would be catching, since I'm starting to work into my highlights now.
No, is this what his final color is going to read, like kind of a beigey tan?
Yeah. Yep.
Division Ring has a question for Baby J. How fast do you think you could get something like a squad of Trencher long gunners?
Trencher long gunners? How many models is it again? Yeah, get the squad painted. How many models is in it? And we're talking about the War Machine ones? The Signar ones?
10 plus captain.
It depends. Depends on how much time I wanted to spend on them. I would say to like a nice state that I would be comfortable putting on the table, probably like 3 hours. But I could probably blast them out in like 2, maybe even less, potentially. Like, you can paint stuff really fast if you are, especially for rank and file stuff. Like 10 models plus a captain, depending on how much crap they have on them. Because it's just a question of like, how many different things do I need to paint on the model? Do they have, how many colors am I going to have to use?
I feel like you paint pretty fast, Jordan.
I do paint pretty fast. I mean, so I come from a background of painting studio models for a living. So I am comfortable working under deadlines, and I had to paint, studio level models in about 8 hours. 8 to 16 hours usually was around the amount of time that I would spend on those. And then so you doing that for a long time, I did it for like 3.5 years, 4 years. You learn to paint things to a high level quickly. And then what I needed to learn was how to paint stuff to a lower level of quality fast. Because that process is different depending on which way you go. So I ended up teaching myself how to paint stuff to like tabletop quality pretty quick. And once you do that, it doesn't take that long at all. You're gonna work on your exotic skin tones like blue or purple or green for this month's competition. Nice. Very cool. Do I have... Yeah, I should bring something in and do a speed paint on it so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. I don't know what I would want to paint for that. I'll give it some thought. I think that would be a fun one to come in and do on stream. That's the final arbiter, how good you need it to be. If you're willing to do a 3-color contrast paint scheme, then I'm expecting you to do a squad like that in under an hour. Yeah, division ring. So my expectation would be probably 5-color minimum. And then, you know, going over that with other things to build in some interest. What I could do is I could assemble, I have a unit of these guys that are unbuilt at home. So I have like the 10 dudes on foot, and I could bring them in and I could create a recipe to do this scheme very quickly, because it really is only 5 colors really. It's the silver, the coppery bronze, the green, the brown. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the red accents, which honestly can probably just be decals. So that's like 4 colors, and then some other like random colors like skin tones and hair and stuff like that. So that might be a good way to do that. Oh, plus the tan, that's the other one. So that's the 5th color right there.
Let me ask you something.
Is it tan? Yeah.
So is speed painting, are there like tricks or like cheats that help you go faster, or is it just a matter of like you just paint faster, like you just increase your speed?
It's a combination of the two.
Okay.
Most of it is process. It's for one, it's understanding where you're starting from and each of the steps in between to get to the result that you're looking for.
Okay.
And so, like for example, if I were to paint, 10 of these guys really, really fast, I would use a lot of glaze and wash medium and a lot of transparent colors. And then I would use a bunch of washes to get these colors. And the idea is you want as few brush strokes on the model as possible.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do individual highlights if you can avoid it. You don't want to do individual like shading and that sort of thing. Because it takes forever. I mean, I've spent, an hour and 20 minutes or an hour and 10 minutes painting up this kind of beigey color on his armor.
Yeah.
And it's not done yet. Yeah. So how would I do this in a shorter period of time? And the answer is, use a zenithal as an established gradient of value already.
Yeah.
And then apply color on top of it, which is largely, speed painting and contrast painting. But there are ways that you can use it with our paints that give you a better result. Yeah, zenithal and transparents. Baby J, speed paint me. Speed paint my... like your French girls. Oh, that's funny.
I spent 3 months of streams version next to I did this squad in 1 to 2 streams. I mean, Jason's done stuff like that. Like he's, he did that Hulk in 2 streams.
Yeah. I mean, I've done.
Yeah, you've done a bunch of stuff in one stream.
In a short period of time. What's a good example? Oh yeah. I want to say this guy. I did in like 2 streams, maybe 3. And this is like pretty nice. So, I mean, it's a lot. A lot of it is figuring out the things that will get you the most bang for your buck. Um, in the like actual application stages of things. So like, where can I cut? Like, where can I cut out a bunch of brushstrokes that don't need to exist? And that has to do a lot of the time with like, I'm layering a color over another color because it takes less time for me to do. Like, I can build up another color over another color. So like, for example, on this guy, I could start with a green base coat and then do like a contrast or like a transparent layer of brown over the top of that green, and it would look like this. Because what you do is you do a slightly heavier coat of the transparent so that it's less opaque or it's more tinting so that it changes the color more and it becomes more of this brown. And then obviously the metallics you just have to paint on, but then you can throw a wash over the whole thing and you're done. So it's there's a lot of really cool things that you can do there.
Game delay. Those of us who saw the entire movie in the theater wondered what was going on and why he didn't fit on the door as well.
Like, there's plenty of space on that door.
There's plenty of room.
Got her to move over a little bit.
She was just a door hog, I swear.
Yeah, at the expense of his life.
Yeah. Not like he's a big guy or anything. I think he would rather drown than spend another evening with her.
Yeah, he's like, you can just stay there. I will.
If I can fit onto a tiny little he dodged a bullet. Can you imagine trying to share a bed with that door hug? That's what I was just gonna say, is that I can sleep on a tiny little space of my bed because my dog takes up all my room. There was plenty of room on that door for Jack. Jack swam away with the diamond and changed his identity to Gatsby. That's my headcanon, and I'm
funny.
sticking with it. Works for me.
Too bad the timing doesn't work so well.
I mean, it was probably 10 years in between, 10 or maybe 20.
Well,
Gatsby was the 30s, maybe?
Well, Gatsby was during the 20s, right?
Well, and Titanic was 1912.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 1912.
Oh, well then, yeah, I guess that kind of works.
Yeah. Clearly he's immortal. He was later known as the Wolf of Wall Street. And then he fought that bear. He's done all of it.
Yep. Played a movie star.
Yeah.
Man, that movie was hilarious. Did you ever see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
So good.
It was great.
I liked it.
I love that there's a scene in that movie. This is not a spoiler. It's just a funny thing about,
yeah,
about the movie.
1912 was the Titanic.
Where Brad Pitt fights, his character fights Bruce Lee in that movie.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I read that.
That clip is so great.
Yeah, he was Romeo, too. Division Ring said, I'm really curious when Baby G thought Titanic happened now. Did you think it was before or after?
I thought it was a little bit after.
After.
Yeah. I thought Prohibition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Prohibition was over by the time Titanic happened.
Oh, no, it hadn't even happened.
I thought it started in, like, 12. It was, like, 10 to 20. I'm not 100% sure. I know it was, like, vaguely in that. It might have been, like, 08 to, like, 18 or something like that. But I know it existed for about 10 years.
1920 to 1933.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm just, like, off by 10 years. Okay. Well,
Prohibition after World War I. Yeah.
Okay, then.
I like to think that every DiCaprio movie is part of the greater Inception universe. Ooh.
Oh, gosh. That's terrifying.
The Will Ferrell toy universe theory? I don't know if I know this one, Gabe. Route the Great said, Baby J, have you played any Shatterpoint? I've seen you paint plenty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes ahead of me and sometimes behind, but it's my favorite tabletop game since it released.
It is also my friend's favorite tabletop game, and yes, I did play some while I was out of town. I brought the models that I had painted with me.
Was that the first time you'd played?
No, I've played a couple of times with Ruben and oh my god, my brain is not working today. With Ruben.
Someone still here or someone not here?
Not here.
Brendan.
No.
Not Brendan?
No.
Christian.
No. He comes and plays games with Ruben.
Oh, Potter.
Potter.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant someone
I was
who
like,
used to work
it starts
here.
with a P, and I was like, Peter? And I was like, that's not his name.
Megalodon. Have a good night.
See you, Megalodon. But yes, Route. I've played some. I have some opinions about the game. It's not there are some things about the game that I find really odd, and it kind of like takes some of my enjoyment away from the game. Also, yes, Division Ring, you have it correct. My favorite game is, in fact, our unreleased tabletop war game.
I have never heard this before. He was a man raised by elves that ended up living with people again, got married, had a kid, and began collecting Legos, so much so that he had an entire basement of them, all while he ran the popular toy brand Mattel. Isn't this... I mean, the Raised by Elves is Elf, but the Legos in the basement is the Lego Movie.
Is he in the Lego Movie?
He's the... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's the voice of the dad in the Lego Movie.
Never seen it.
You haven't seen the Lego Movie?
No. Am I getting?
It's actually really good.
Okay.
I saw it in the movie theater.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually really good. What issues do you have with it? Is it the activation order from random cards?
Nope. That part I think is really cool. The weirdness that I have with the game is how the game treats multiple model units as a single entity. So for example, when you have a unit of B1 battle droids, and one is on one side of the table, the other is on the other side of the table, and one of them is given a condition, the one on the other side of the table also gets that same condition. And if one model on one side of the table has never been attacked at all in the game, and the other one gets attacked, your opponent can make you remove both models off the table.
Route said I like that part.
You like that part?
Yeah, I like that part. LOL.
All right, Route. Well, all right then.
Lego Batman is the highest grossing cinema Batman of all time. Is that real?
That can't
That one
be
I
right.
haven't seen.
That cannot be right. There's no way.
I mean, I know the Lego Batman from just the Lego Movie.
Division Ring, there's no like unit coherency restrictions. You can have one B1 on one side of the table and you can have the other one on the other. Does it, Route? I don't think it does. I think it's just weird.
Oh yeah, Division Ring said obviously Baby J's favorite game is the unreleased Monument Hobbies tabletop war game.
1000%.
Game delay. I'm hoping to get Rivenstone, but I may be playing the Monument game first.
No comment. I will refrain to comment about that game.
I don't know what this is.
That is the game that the company that I used to work for.
Oh, Ghost Hunter thought it was a scam.
Well, no comment.
Yeah, well, it's probably better.
Yep.
Since you might be playing Pinochle in the retirement home. No, not on stream. I'm answering that.
Can we get some off the record comments? No, you may not. I am not in the habit of talking about games and or companies that I have worked on in the past.
I was going to say it's FL, not LF. Don't look at the chat. Don't look at your camera, Jordan.
Don't look at my camera?
Just don't look at the camera. We don't want to give anyone any
What?
I said blink twice if it's a scam. So don't let them see you blinking.
You guys are silly.
Monster Apocalypse. Wait, knock on wood, Rivenstone might still happen before Monster Apocalypse. I've played Monster Apocalypse. I know that's a real game.
That is a real game. To be fair, I have also played Rivenstone, so that game does exist.
Oh, Rivenstone? Yeah. Green Mountain, hello. I may have lost money, but I found friends. And because I needed to buy new paints, I also got Monument Hobbies paints and ended up here. So that's great.
Yay!
We're happy you're here.
I am happy that you are here. We are happy that you are here. I am liking where this is going. We're doing good over here. Brightening up the armor was definitely the right call. Just kind of getting the right balance.
Game Delay is my favorite award-winning professional artist.
We're all professionals. We're all professionals here, Game Delay.
He used to work for them. Paint Liquor.
What was this?
Broken Anvil.
Yeah, I was a studio painter for them for almost 2 years. I painted the vast majority of those Rivenstone models.
Only one Paint Liquor is a pro at it. The other is an amateur.
Okay. We do not condone paint licking of any kind.
Yeah, amateur or professional.
Yes. And we do not endorse such things.
We had someone did a review on brush goop on our website. It said, you know, got the brushes really clean. The only problem is now my paint. Oh gosh, what was it? My paint doesn't taste as good because my brushes are too clean, or something like that.
Oh my gosh. I love our community.
Way into everything. So
you guys are hilarious.
I responded back, and I'm like, glad you love the brush goop, and don't eat the paint or the brush goop for that matter.
Yep. Just because it's got booze in it doesn't mean you should be drinking it.
Not edible. Finding out the result. Jade said finding out the results of mixing transparent brown, transparent purple, noosh, and 2 drops of water.
It's probably pretty nice, to be honest. Before.
Baby J has been employed here at Monument Hobbies since like March. Exactly 2 drops. Can you use the goop as lip balm?
Nope.
I don't know why you would want to.
Turns out, they got lip balm for that.
Yeah. They make a product specially for that.
Yeah, you can just get better results out of using the actual thing.
While it might have the same consistency as a balm of sorts, it is not meant for that. Bold Pyrrole Red is the best lipstick? No, I don't think that's true. We don't recommend using any of our paints for body painting. They make special paints for that too.
Yeah. Yeah, the paints that they make for that, turns out, are pretty good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Punisher, no. No, that's wrong.
The long open time really keeps the lips moisturized. You guys are such goobers.
Can you buy sriracha tops individually? You want some for your primer? I don't know. You could just go buy a lot of sriracha.
Yeah, are these lids this?
No, they're not the same.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't think these are the same size.
If Ghost Hunter, if you're asking about our caps, they don't fit. They're not the same size as the primer bottles. Well, okay. That's a fair point. Jordan does it too.
What?
Jason body paints with it every stream. And you do too.
Yeah.
On your thumb palette.
We don't put a whole
Not
lot of
quite
it
the
on our
same.
bodies, though.
Kimberly's trying to pay attention at work, but he just keeps hearing me saying, no, not that, no. Oh my gosh. You sound like Big Glue. Don't eat it. No, Baka, that's the same thing. That's what started this whole thing. Bakamara said, while I would love to join in for the paint imbibing, my New Year's resolution was to try to quit paint eating, I was about to offer a lot of encouragement for that, but then you had to go and say I have started brush licking with my nice new brushes. Not a suitable replacement. Only licking after the water. No, still don't lick your brushes. Scaling back to a nice sophisticated paint sniffing this year. Our paints don't really have much of a smell. Definitely not the effect you probably would be hoping for. Minis with Moogie, thank you for the follow.
Why, thank you.
That's a fun name.
Welcome. Welcome to our humble stream. Where we are so humble here. Except for that professional paint licker guy. Keeps on talking about how good he is at licking paint.
Being a paint licker.
Hey, somebody likes us.
No cadmium.
Nope. That turns out that stuff is not good for you.
It really is not. And we joke, our paints are non-toxic.
Yes.
It's lighthearted, but truly, these are not products that are meant to be consumed. Not just our paint. Any paint out there.
Yeah.
Other than like the edible body painting type stuff, but we don't make that.
Correct.
And you don't put that on miniatures. So miniature paint, not for eating. Regardless of oils, don't eat the paint. Don't put your brush in your mouth.
Yep. Don't do it. I know you're tempted to do it, but don't do it.
Don't ingest heavy metals. None of them. Also, your body can't get silver back out of itself, so don't drink it. See that documentary? Oh, there's some cult, and I saw it a long time ago. There's a newish documentary about it on Max, HBO Max, and it's this woman. Yeah, silver makes you blue. She turned blue. So she was the leader of this cult, and was drinking colloidal silver in excessive amounts. Because colloidal silver has, there's some things that make it that are good for you. But like a teeny tiny amount, and she was consuming lots and lots of it, and she turned blue.
She turned
blue. Literally turned blue. And then she died, and they kept her body for like weeks, I think.
Odd.
I mean, it's a cult, so lots of odd things.
Yeah, odd goes without saying. Yeah.
One of my college art teachers licked his cadmium paints. Got cancer. Don't do it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's how the Blue Man Group started. AG said, where did you get the miniature holder?
That's a great question for Jason when he's back, because I don't know.
Oh, it's Jason's.
This was here before I got here. This was thrown to me by Jason to use as a painting holder. So we can ask him when he's back, which will hopefully be tomorrow.
Bakamaro said, look at what the streams have done to me. Here I am saying, please don't eat paint. Why? Because you know that it's wrong to eat the paint. Minis with Mogi. Hi, I like your titanium white and pyrrole red. Thank you.
Nice, thank you.
Titanium white is the paint that started the entire Pro Acryl line.
Yep, it's true.
So you picked a good one to try. And then there's Phil. No eat.
Phil, no eat.
No eat.
No eat. I feel bad because I was going to go to the gym with Phil today. And then I hurt my back. Oh. So I can't. It has been better. It's better now than it has been the last 2 days. But man, this morning was not so delightful.
Oh, we're back to the miniature holder. AG to John said, please produce some. Thanks. I know Jason was working on developing the holders, but the tooling and stuff I think was coming out to be quite expensive.
The quotes that he was getting were a little too high for what the product ended up wanting to be, so it has not gotten too much further than that, unfortunately.
And Phil said, don't feel bad, better to recover than push it and hurt yourself. It's true.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
You reached out to Jason for the machining on those, never heard back. I will remind him of that. It was it's not like super high on the product list right now, which is probably why.
Yeah. We have a lot of moving parts going on right now. Especially right now. So
this first quarter is crazy around here.
We will definitely look into it when we have the time and the ability to do so. And I think Jason would agree with that, because I know that's something that he cares about and would like to see happen. So
lots of new stuff coming. I mean, lots, maybe? I don't know. Lots is a very subjective word.
I would say that there's lots of stuff coming. Some of which you know about, some of which you do not.
Care to speak more? Well, we've already talked about the new versions of the go bags that are coming out. We've got a go bag mini, which is going to be a case, a smaller version. Well, no, it's not a smaller version. It's a smaller case for carrying miniatures. So it's just really small. It's Velcros. It can could attach onto the back of the go bag Evo if you have one. And it's really cool. It's got pluck foam inside, and it's got foam on the cover, so it really protects them in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also a Go Bag Neo, which is basically, as far as the amount of paint it can carry, it's half of the Go Bag Evo. The design is a little bit different. It still has kind of the front space. It doesn't have the same workspace, the hard workspace on the front. But one paint tray, big opening in the back for lots of stuff. So it is just a smaller version of the Evo. And then we're working on the next round of Signature Series sets.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's been mixing the colors and testing things out for that. Texture trainers? Nope, we're not announcing the artists yet.
No. No, we are not.
Texture trainers, some games. That's all in the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah. New paint sets.
New paints will
Games,
be well. So the new paints, the signatures, I think around Adepticon time. Yeah, so that's all first quarter.
Yep. It's a lot. There's a lot. Like I said, we got a lot of moving pieces going on right now.
Game Delay said, strangely, Jason hasn't contacted me about my signature set. Spoiler, all Wizard's Butt.
Wouldn't that be funny if we just did a signature set for somebody and they were literally all called Wizard's Butt and they were just Wizard's Butt colors?
No, that wouldn't be funny at all. That would be very confusing.
Oh, I would love that.
Chuck, have a good night.
See you, Chuck.
And Avian, hello. Yeah, Jason is still under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
More washes. We're talking about more washes. We don't have any set right now.
Yeah. That's something we're working on. Green Mountain. I just assembled this model. Really scared of breaking those lightsabers. I agree with you. It is scary. This model, a little bit scary.
Game Delay said, yes, funny, and hi, I'm right here. It's my signature set. All Wizard's Butt. Dark Wizard's Butt. Bold Wizard's Butt. Bright Wizard's Butt.
Soiled Wizard's Butt. Ugh. Jeebus. Transparent. Ooh, I like transparent Wizard's Butt.
Transparent Wizard's Butt.
Yeah.
Metallic Wizard's Butt. Lots of possibilities for the Wizard's Butt. Oh, no. Neutral Wizard's Butt.
Neutral Wizard's Butt.
Legionnaires, I can't say that one. I don't know why, it just feels wrong.
We could do a rich Wizard's Butt.
Rich.
Fluorescent Wizard's
Warm.
Butt.
Did we say warm?
Or a warm Wizard's Butt. Oh gosh. Jen, there is in fact a buttload of possibilities.
That's true. Rocket Chicken. Hello.
Oh man,
Thank you for the sub.
Thank you for the sub.
85 months, that's crazy.
I have a really funny thing that I got as a gift for the holidays that I'm going to bring into the office tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm going to make everybody in the office laugh, and I'm going to make chat laugh afterwards.
Okay.
Let's just say
Loads.
it's food.
Okay.
I had to not put it in my suitcase because I was worried it would make it over the weight limit. Yeah.
Is it a fruitcake?
No. No. It is
Like fruitcakes that are like a brick.
it is a
Well, huzzah,
huge
huzzah.
bag
I'll
of
just throw
gummy
back my
candy.
legs and pollute my britches with delight.
I like gummy candy.
Okay, but it's funny.
It's funny because of how big it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Turns out, it's not a gallon of Acryl, but a gallon of gummy candy is actually a substantial amount of gummy candy.
Green Mountain, I'm glad that you liked it. We had a lot of fun with that one.
One giant gummy bear? Nope. It's a lot of teeny tiny gummy bears, but not gummy bears. A 5-gallon bucket of mac and cheese off of Amazon sounds awful. That I don't want to do.
That's too much mac and cheese.
Yeah. Ooh, I did have some really good mac and cheese in the airport on the way back.
In the airport?
Yeah, there.
Wow.
So I went out of a different airport than I usually do. So Payne Field is a newer airport up in Everett.
Oh, in Washington. Okay.
Yeah, in Washington. And Payne Field, Avian. And I'd never gone out of Payne Field before, but it was like literally 10 minutes away from my buddy's house where I was staying at. So it was perfect for me to leave from there. It is a very, very small airport that has 2 gates.
Oh, huh.
So, but they have a Beechers in the next to the gates, which is like a cheese thing. It's like a cheese company, and there was some real good mac and cheese. It was expensive because I was in an airport, but it was very good.
Bakamaro, yes, we have a new commercial right now. I just posted the link to YouTube, but Gabe took it further and put in the actual link directly to the commercial so you can see it. You don't have to hunt for it. Cool. So check it out. It's pretty fun.
New commercial. Yep. Good old Don Mahogany.
Don Mahogany.
That guy. What a rascal.
No, just one.
Avian, Don Mahogany is not, in fact, a puppet.
Oh, yeah, he's his own man.
He is his own man. Okay? He is his own man.
He's a newsman. He's a professional.
He likes to say that
his title
he's a
is paid professional.
Yeah. My wife says I've grown as a person.
That's so
Telemachus,
good.
that's awesome. Thank you for that joke. That was great.
Professional paint liquor. I mean, we can't afford your rates.
Yep.
You put professional in front of someone's name, they automatically start charging out the roof. So
we were advised by HR to not hire a human to taste test paint.
And we don't taste test our paint.
Correct.
Thanks, Baka. I don't know what you're talking about, Avian.
Okay, that commercial was great. It is great. That's why I had so much fun showing all my family the commercials.
Yeah.
They were like, "This is hilarious."
Where Don Mahogany walks off set and downs a bottle of Acryl burnt orange. Fame destroys people.
Yeah, Ghost Hunter. I talked to Cora about it when I was on vacation. I got I gave Cora a dog phone for Christmas, and
can't keep her off that.
Stayed in communication with Cora while they were gone.
She's a texter.
She's big on texting.
Yeah.
All right, what else do we have left to do on this guy?
I don't know. You only got 4 minutes, so.
Yep. We're definitely not doing it today. But we can figure out what we still have left to do tomorrow. So we got to paint the head. We got to do a little bit more work on these like darker spots. We got to paint all of this gray, which I could probably just do right now, to be honest.
Hey Phil, if you are still listening, can you get the door for me? So that I don't have to
get the
go all
door,
the way
Phil.
over there right now. Oh, Jade, awesome.
What happened to Jade?
She said, signing off, I can say I'm happy with how the new wash turned out.
Nice. Very cool.
Transparent and her 2 drops of water.
I like it. I'm gonna use a big old honking brush for this.
Oh, we get 2 from Tell today. Ran out of toilet paper, so I resorted to using lettuce leaves. Today was just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh my gosh.
These are some good ones.
These are
Bringing in
premium
some
quality
new ones
jokes
for 2024. Who's the favorite door locker and why is it Phil? Because he always takes care of it.
I don't live on that on that side of the building,
Yeah.
and I'm always on the furthest part of the
Most
building.
days, by the time I get over there, he's already locked.
Yeah.
Except last week when he was gone. Shelby, if you are still listening, or Gabe, if you are still listening, can one of you ask Phil if he could lock the door? Thanks, Gabe.
Gabe. What a Gabe kind of guy. I want to get this kind of mid-tone gray set up for this. Oh, all right. Well, I hope that you guys have had as much fun today as I have had. Because I have had a blast painting this model and talking with all of you about weird, crazy things. Tomorrow,
Ben Luton, hello.
we are going to finish painting up all the armor on him. And by that, I mean finish painting his face. And then we're probably going to paint some lightsabers tomorrow, as well as like finish the base and stuff, and then figure out where we want to go from there. Well, we're pretty much at the time.
Is that guy standing on a statue of Jesus?
No. I think it's a Jedi Temple statue.
It does look like, yeah, now I can see it. The cloak kind of thing.
It's definitely like a Jedi Temple statue of some kind. I have not been painting, so no, not as much fun as you, Baby J, but close because of the talking. Well, thank you. Glad to hear that. Ben Luton, hello, welcome. To all of the new people here, welcome, and also goodbye. we will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, we stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We stream from 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If that time zone sounds weird to you, it's because it is.
No, it's not. It's totally normal.
Well,
there are several states that follow this time zone. We're not the only ones.
Also don't follow.
Well, we do what we want here, but for right now, it's not an unusual time zone.
Just Google Arizona time. You'll figure it out.
Well, Monday was a holiday. We took the day off. We need it.
Yes. Barn. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you can.
I gotta go home.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, you can come at least be on camera.
You can come in and say goodbye. The people would love to see you.
Get over here, Gabe.
Gabe's being stubborn now.
No. Well, screw Gabe. Anyways, Jen was so nice to put up a whole bunch of links for us. What is happening? We're getting yelled at from outside.
Was that Shannon?
Shannon, is that you?
Yeah, I'm just going to say goodbye.
Bye.
Hi, goodbye.
Bye, guys.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Have a great night. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Jen, went ahead and put up all the links. Go ahead and check out the store link. You can find all of the fantastic paint that we make here at Monument Hobbies, all the Pro Acryl paint that we've been using on stream. You can check out our FLGS link to find all the local game stores near you where you can pick up all of our paints, as well as all the rest of our hobby supplies. It's a great place to find local stores if you don't live in the States, because sometimes shipping from here to international countries can be a bit of a nightmare. And we have tons of stores outside of the United States, so you might find one near you. Make sure to check out the Discord link. You can participate in all of our fantastic hobby challenges. We have one that we just put up today that'll go throughout the end of the month, and it will be a lot of fun. So I hope that you join us for that. You can also hang out on Discord and just talk a bunch of nerd stuff, talk painting, have generally a pretty good time. And then you can check out our YouTube, which is where we post all of our video tutorial content, as well as all of our shorts and all of our stream uploads. So once our stream uploads get a little bit dated, we stick them up on YouTube so that you guys can watch them later, if you happen to miss a stream. Make sure that you follow if you guys want to continue enjoying the fun times with us, and we're going to find somebody to raid. So if you want to stick around and say hello to the person who we are raiding, we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.